Uranium Friends, U.UN. Let's look. Monthly. So monthly consolidation hasn't even started yet, right? So the equities have, but U.UN has not. So far, respecting its immediate trend on this 5 EMA ride. To me, not the most reliable indicator, but it's doing it, right? So you'll see these three lines. And these three lines represent some pretty major areas from way back when. So, breakout on this last move here, kind of coming back into a retest. So now we're just waiting to see what it's doing, right? So, hey, what's going on with spot price? It should be 1,000, blah, blah, blah. I don't even, I don't care about what anybody says about what spot price is, what it should be, what long term contracting is. I know enough about the fundamentals in the space to know that all I need at this point is the technicals to drive the plays that I make. So, as I've stated multiple times, this is my true core holding, along with some ETF stuff and some individual names. But this is my core holding. I trade the equities around this core holding. So, uh, you know, I'm only going to take this thing on really good. I'm only going to add on some really good setups. And I don't even know if I have a good setup yet. I have to look. But monthly consolidation hasn't even started. So it's a perfectly, perfectly fine, perfectly healthy chart. Nothing wrong with the monthly chart on U.UN. So anybody who's having a heart attack about it, they might want to start working on how to get better entry points in whatever asset class they are trying or attempting to make money off of, because you know start chasing stuff. This is what happens. Anyway, back testing a key level breakout that it took from November of '07, which is fine. Nothing bad with that look at all, right? So even if you have a wonderful, even if you took the poll from, let me just look at what the poll looks like from here. Um, yeah, so even if you took this really, truly, this extreme swing pivot from July of 2022, uh, and you still have this flag, but I was working off of kind of like this area here, because this was a little bit of your last swing pivot, um, of any circumstance. So it's kind of where I've been working off of. The fib polls can be a bit subjective at times, right? So anyway, back to getting zoomed in a little bit here on our recent action. So monthly consolidation hasn't even started yet. As I've said, you still got a fantastic monthly bull flag as you had here, which confirmed, right? So, we want to get a nice piece of consolidation in this monthly bull flag for the next leg up. I mean, that's really what everybody's looking for, right? So, onto the weekly, yeah. So, the weekly here is where you start to see your red flag, right? So, it's again, your double moving average rider. It's been broken hard. Now it's testing a level here, key structure, which I've discussed in that first video. So I'm not going to get nutso with that. The weekly is testing a key level, and it's broken its trend, moving average trend. That's where we are there with U.UN. The daily is just starting to really waterfall its way out. So it's coming into oversold conditions, into a back test of a historical level with some volume support to back it up, and it's a key level with structure. So this is a pretty high volume sell-off here. Is it capitulatory? I don't know. This is just it's going to be probably some forced selling because the ETFs are drawing down and whatnot. So, what happened here on this high volume day? We got to bounce after that, right? So, but this is just breaking a lot of key support. So, it really is in a key level right now, and it's a wait and see. Like, I'm not really getting caught up on even trying to chase anything. I like buying U.UN with that 15% discount. We got some historical discounts here, um, into a decent level, right? Even if you look at this hourly, we're starting to come into a decent level. So nothing that said I don't get caught up with this spot with the RSI, but the RSI can go deeper on, especially on the hourly. But I don't want to get too caught up on this. It's not really a heavy duty flash trader for me. It's position up for the next leg. and I don't see any signs yet for the next leg to move, but it will be coming from this hourly chart where the bears are in full control. You know, the 4-hour chart, the bears are in full control. The 12-hour chart, bears are in full control. The daily chart, the bears are in full control. The weekly chart uh, starts to become a little bit questionable, right? So, I mean, the weekly chart, yeah, the bears are showing, the bears are starting to prove it, right? So up here, when it was, hey, bears, prove it to us. And they didn't, right? We got the bounce. Prove it. They still couldn't. They still couldn't. Now they're starting to prove it on the weekly. The monthly, bears haven't proved anything yet, as far as I'm concerned. And the bears don't prove anything to me until they break down this monthly 12 EMA, which is at 2350, right? So it's a pretty decent amount of ways to go before the bears prove anything to me. So U.UN short term all the way up to the weekly, the Bears are in full control, and the weekly is starting to say, yeah, the Bears are still going to be in full control. Um, you know, there's probably a technical bounce incoming on the sector in general. It just becomes a question of uh, what is the result of the incoming bounce. So, you know, in technical analysis terms, there's enough of a move down that the next jump, the next bounce, is just going to result in a daily lower high. You know, where that ends up becomes the question. But you can start looking at this 12 EMA because that's where the bears are making their stand on this daily. The 12 EMA chart, the bears are making their stand. The red line, right? Now it's getting you're getting a bear cross here. So you know, again, the daily bounce to me needs to look something like this. You get your low, you get your high, you get your higher low, and you get your higher high, and then you've got your trend change. Right? So, but there's no signs of that yet. So we have to wait and see. What's the last time we saw the daily 12 EMA cross bear on the 26th, and it was right here, right? And what did that do? What did we get there? You know, you got another 12% drop, right? The good thing is with U.UN and SPUT and SRUUF, it's always giving you a chance. You know, it just this thing rarely V shapes without, in the very least, some sort of back test on the level, right? Does it every single time. Every time you get some sort of chance, you know. So unless that changes, you know, and we don't know that. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. So even if I miss a bounce, I know I'm probably going to get a chance at some sort of retest of that level wherever it bounced from because it just tells you that it does that, right? So no rush for me. You know, I'll wait until the thing draws down as far as it draws down. You know, I'm fine with it. My entries are, I don't even want to talk about my entries. They're very low. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at with this bad boy. Um, I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm making the assumption that we're going to see the buyers step into here first before any of these other equities, anything else, unless there's some sort of, you know, fundamental change. Like Global Atomic, there's a little bit of a fundamental thing going on where they've lifted sanctions. Uh, the 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 new government there, or however you want to refer to those guys, they've lifted sanctions. So, you know, supply chain issues might be a thing of the past for the data mine, right? And we'll look at global, but you know, you look at the chart and it's stronger, you know. So, you know, if you're going to be jumping into something, with you want to try to go to strength first, right? So, but my opinion is this is going to start showing the strength before anything else. Maybe CCJ might show the strength, but we'll see. That's where we are. U.UN, man. Over and out.